Yo, YouTube, doing something new. Y'all see me, I'm riding, man, going to my dermatologist. And I was sitting here thinking, and what made me think about this was the fact that I'm dealing with like my big distributor of like my manuscripts. Since I am a author and I have my own publishing company, I have to deal with this super big ass company that just does all of my distribution and the printouts of my manuscripts. And I was thinking about just like the service versus the product, and then that started making me think about like how many great companies have great products but they lack in service, as in customer service, as in customer support, as in customer engagement overall. And then I was thinking about like the company that I work for, that's a financial technology company, where like the product is amazing, and I work for one of the top of the line fintechs in my industry in human capital management. And the dudes who created it was three dudes from San Francisco, not surprising, and they created the product, and the product is amazing. Like, it is an amazing product, but we lack in the customer support, customer service area. And then that started making me think even more about like how many big tech, big box companies have great products that people love, which essentially are the thumb factor. And the thumb factor is pretty much like being something that someone can't live without. Like, you can't use your hand without your thumb, so that's why they call it the thumb factor. So it's like being something that someone can't live without, which is great, but it's like, I think the UX and the user experience is more important than the product, because after a while the product won't supersede the fact that people have a shitty sentiment about the product. And when you think about the product, you're like, oh, the product's good, and then that follow after that product's good, you think about the service that was related to that product, and it leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth. So then all of that made me think about how Chick-fil-A, and y'all, like, I know y'all all over the world. When y'all see this, let me know where y'all from in the comments. But like all over the world, this made me think about Chick-fil-A, which is in like a chicken sandwich company, and born in Hartsville, Georgia, which is like a little bit south of the city of Atlanta. So probably about 15-20 minutes south of the city of Atlanta. And their service, they built their ethos. Their ethos is built around service. And I feel like they were able to do that because they spent so much time on service and not so much time on the product, because their product is simple and sweet. It's like, we're going to make the best fucking chicken sandwich, and we're going to make the best fucking waffle fries you can have. And they just kept it at that. And you might see them innovate a little bit, have chicken nuggets, but all chicken nuggets is just a chicken sandwich without the bread and the chicken chopped up. So it's still the basis of the product, and they didn't try to expand on their product line for the sake of innovating and for the sake of increasing their market share. And I think that's what a lot of companies do, is they try to, essentially, in my opinion, be greedy, because they're big tech companies. And this is everything I was literally just thinking about, talking to myself while I was driving. And I was like, let me just put this on YouTube. But I think a lot of these big tech companies are somewhat compelled to be greedy, because they are wanting to start off as a company that, oh, this is so confusing right now, but we're gonna maneuver through this weird ass rainy traffic. But they're companies who want to go public, and Chick-fil-A is a private company and probably will be private forever, because they understand, like, dang, if we go public, we're gonna have to do what these other companies are doing, and they're probably not gonna let us make service our ethos. So I was saying, a lot of times when you had these experiences with these big box companies, it's due to them wanting to grow and seem like they're greedy, just because they want to feed the board members, and they want to have a high valuation, and they're in the public market, and they want their stock to be up. So it's like, essentially, they won't start off as being greedy companies, but for the sake to push your number and to push your valuation up, you have to do that for the sake of growth, or they make it seem like you have to do that. So it just made me also think about having like that Chick-fil-A business model and approach when it comes to service, that I put service over the growth of my product, and my product will be great, but I won't have to have a whole bunch of different products, because when you have so many different products, you have to deal with innovating each different type of product, or it's getting feedback from the marketplace on how each product is doing, if it's doing well or not, or if it's tanking, You know, so it's just so much energy that is put into the product when that same energy can be put into the engagement of the customer. So for instance, you may have a great ass product, like I just said, but the fact that you have a great product is getting muted by the experience that people have in relation to the product and the support. Now, especially if you have a technical product, you have to realize, like, even if you're making a product that's simple, or you think it's simple, it's still not simple for the average person because it's technology, and we still have baby boomers and older people around that have a lot of capital, and majority of the capital right now, the greatest wealth transfer is going to the baby boomers right now because they're all retired, you know, and they're getting to that point to where they're done, you know. So you got to realize that a lot of people still don't understand like technical products. So when you're dealing with technical products, you have to have somebody that can help troubleshoot when that person comes to a bump in the road. And it might seem like you made something that was simple, made something that was hard simple, and that may be the fact. But you have to realize too, when you build a product like that, everybody might not think the same way you do, even if you make it something that's super complex and to being simple. So like, and we can't really control what people's dreams are, as in saying we couldn't control that the fact Steve Jobs wanted to build Apple. We couldn't control the fact that, you know, IBM wanted to create IBM and laptops and these technical things versus, you know, somebody who wanted to build, create toilet paper. It's like you can't really get too lost on what the fuck toilet paper does. It's pretty simple, but pretty, you know, straight to the point. So I'm saying that to say that, y'all, if y'all are having businesses and you're creating companies, please create a company with the center of your company being service focused and service centric, because you have to realize that there is no product without a person to buy it. So if your people are like, man, fuck this product, then that's why Amazon, the one person who was like hell bent on this shit, and we all have problems with Amazon, and Jeff Bezos he has this problem, but I think compared to how big Jeff Bezos' company is, how far he's expanded from just selling books to being the #1 e-commerce company now, I think his service is, if not better, equally rated or properly rated for the product that he's offering. And of course we get our shit, you know, sometimes our products may come messed up in a box, or Amazon might get delayed, or your shit get lost, and you know, but if you compare it to like the expansion that company has had and how big they are, and the amount of good service that you do get and the amount of convenience that you do get, I think Amazon is the perfect example of a public company that is large enterprise, big tech, you know, industrial size company, big industry size company, and they really put customer service at the forefront of their like business model, and just service is their ethos. And I was following Jeff Bezos for a long time, like way before he got as big as he is now, like even before he was the richest, one of the top 3. I was looking at his interviews, and he always said like, customers right, customer service, and da. And I get it. I worked in service for so many years, so a lot of that whole customers right shit, I agree with, but I don't, because I think humans are emotional, so like emotions aren't always right. So one of my goals as an entrepreneur, you know, a future private equity owner and firm owner, is to be able to create a business concept or some form of technology that makes serving other people easier. So I'm still figuring it out, y'all. If y'all got any ideas, let me know. Shit, I will ride along with you, but I got somewhat of an idea of what type of interface I want to create to embed in most customer facing roles. So it's pretty much a customer facing role product to help people just serve others, like, because we don't make it easy. First of all, serving is the best thing to do because we're here on this earth together. But y'all gotta realize we don't make it easy to serve each other. We do not make it easy to serve each other, bro. Like, you might get on the phone with somebody and you on the customer service line just having a, you know, in your opinion, a good day, and somebody might be having a bad one. Now your day is fucked up, and it might end up being fucked up depending on how enlightened you are, and if you know how to like reject that energy and not let it affect you negatively. So we don't make it easy to serve each other, but that is the core, that is the core purpose of existence, you know? People act like they don't want to be around people, but imagine if you was the only person on earth. You wouldn't last that long. You know, we've watched little dystopian videos and movies and shit about how that looks, and it never ends up well for that character in that movie, you dig? So I just wanted to come on here, you know what I'm saying, and drop that and share that. And, you know, I was just really thinking about like, man, we really gotta like really make it easier. I apologize, I'm not in the car, y'all. The way I'm not fully in the video, but the way my phone is, I gotta sit it up on this little thing. But yeah, we really don't make it easy for us to serve. But these companies who are mastering service, shouts out to them, bruh, because like these companies got to realize, like, if y'all keep giving shitty customer service and customer support and going towards this way that I think they're gonna go towards it, where everybody's interacting with AI, and then when you get on the phone with a human being, they're overworked and you just working the fuck out of them because you don't want to hire that many people, because it's like all of these things that I learned, you know, from working. And you know, it's building one of my other books. For the record, I've written 6 books, but I'm releasing them out at a certain time. And one of the books I've written is called 50 Jobs CEO, because I've literally had 50 jobs since I first began working as like a young kid. And I've learned so much. And it was intentional because I know I'm an entrepreneur, but I tell people a lot of times, the best way to run a company is to work for one. You know, people nowadays don't want to work. They want to just get that quick money. They want to get that freedom and on their own schedule. And I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. You can take that route. But there's a lot of ways to get to certain destinations. So I would never negate one way over the other, but I do say you can take that route, but I will advise you to be able to understand the power behind learning from companies that are already large. And I end up with this, y'all. Think about when you work a job. If you work in a job with an entrepreneur's mentality, you work in that job with the sense of saying, you know what, I'm getting paid to learn how to run a company. That's all you got to do. If you just pay attention, you will start seeing so much more in your job. I don't give a fuck if you're a teacher. Like, if you're a teacher, you're like, you know what, I'm getting paid to learn how to run a school. Like, I'm getting paid, like, you know, like, just whatever you is. You might be a dude who flipping boxes in a warehouse. Whatever industry that warehouse is in, you're like, I'm getting paid to learn how to run a warehouse. But people don't look at it like that. It's because they so caught up on what they think they want to do, not realizing that where they at could potentially lead them to where they want to go. You know, so I just say that for anybody who has even a molecule of entrepreneurship energy in them, man, just rejoice in the fact that you are getting paid to learn how to run a business. Because at the end of the day, you're not at work for free. And you know, they literally can't make you work for free. But if you look at it that way, y'all, your perspective will change. You will see that service is the core energy of being in business. And then once you understand that service is the core energy of being in business, I ain't gonna do it. We merging now. I was about to try to rev up a little bit, but this car was going mad slow. But yeah, if y'all understand that service is the core of running I think a lasting business, which I know Amazon ain't gonna ever go nowhere. Well, folks in Atlanta but do not be knowing how to drive, because everybody be from everywhere and don't know where the hell they going. But yeah, y'all, I don't want to sound too redundant, man. I appreciate y'all. I don't know if I do some more of these. I work from home, so I really don't be going out nowhere like that. That's why y'all will see me in the car too much. But but yeah, I hope y'all, you know, let me know y'all comments and let me know y'all perspective on how important is customer service to you versus the product. You know, like, is customer service more important to you than the product that you're using when you're going into like Wendy's or, you know, or anywhere like a Chipotle or Zaxby's or, you know, whatever your local restaurant is or whatever your local business is, and you're on the phone and you call in T-Mobile or Verizon or whatever phone service you got in your company, whenever you're dealing with customer service, did that leave a bad taste in your mouth to where you don't want to fuck with the product no more? All right, tap in. Y'all let me know, man. Remember to stay well, be conscious, and write your world into existence. Waters.